Welcome back to Week 3 of the North American Challenger Series. And our final game of the day, Team Dragon Knights versus Team Liquid Academy. TDK took a clean win in game number 1 of this series, taking an early lead at the 9-minute mark in a 4-for-1 team fight at the Dragon.
Yes, TDK pushed that advantage for the rest of the game with Kez and Ty. Yes, Ty. Roaming around the map, securing kills and allowing the rest of their team to slowly choke out Team Liquid Academy. Sorry, his name throws me off. I'm like, Thigh, it's Ty.
Yes, so it is spelled T-H-Y, but pronounced Ty, and he is replacing Do It for TDK in the mid lane. Now, TDK came into the year very confident and predicting a commanding run through the spring split, but they've now had back-to-back 1-1 finishes. This could be the week they buck that trend.
Yeah, Seraph was playing out of his mind with Team Impulse in the LCS. In 3 games with TIP, he had a 74% kill participation, the highest damage share on the team, and the highest KDA for top laners in the LCS. But that hasn't been carrying over to the Challenger Series, where you would think the competition would be easier for this guy. He's the league's death leader in Challenger, and he has the lowest KDA among all active players. This week, they are starting with, of course, Ty in the mid lane. So we'll see what he brings to the team and if he can actually help them climb in the standings, because right now they look a little disjointed. They had that they had Do It in the mid lane instead of Ninja because of what happened with the competitive ruling where he's not allowed to play. So now this is their third mid laner that they had to play with. It's really going to throw them for a little bit of a loop, but if they can get on their feet and they can get Seraph to play like his LCS self, they might be able to take away a 2-0 here today.
Yeah, a very critical moment for Team Dragon Knights. Meanwhile, Liquid Academy was another team considered to be one of the favorites for this split. But they've struggled with a rotating roster, and it's starting to show the strain under this leadership drain.
Yeah, it used to be that TLA was led by Dardoch and Matt, but they got moved up to the varsity team. They benefited from I Will Dominate's veteran shot calling in week 1, but now it's really unclear as to who is stepping up to fill that leadership role in-game and who has that macro knowledge to lead them. But of course, the latest change to the team is Acadian, who is starting as jungler. He's been around the Challenger scene for some time. I mean, most recently, he played with Winter Fox and Top Dog Gaming. I know he was like a Rengar player, and he would win Rengar games pretty much by himself in competitive whenever he would be able to lock that champion in. But Rengar's nerfed, so Acadian's nerfed.
Well, tweaked.
Slightly.
Different. Team Liquid Academy have something of an identity crisis. Are they a team trying to make it into the LCS, or are they a group of players that are auditioning to show that they're strong enough to be moved to the main Team Liquid roster?
Yeah, and it's always just that question of like, is this a squad that's competing as a 5-man unit, or are they just 5 individuals? So right now, it just seems like they're getting pulled up when they're good enough to go to the main squad and swapped out, but you know, one of these players that's making a case for himself in that individual spotlight is Fabi. 3 Bs, 3 Ys, man. He has been really impressive and is someone that is exceeding expectations, and he's really competing with the best here in Challenger. I think that this guy is somebody you have to keep your eye on. He's become accustomed to competitive play very, very quickly, and it seems like he's just a natural. I always knew him as the gatekeeper of Challenger, the solo queue troll, but now he just seems to be trolling people in game.
Yeah, he's pulling together remarkably well, and you have to imagine that he's, as you've mentioned, he's really enjoying and thriving under the competition. When your A-Squad roster is Season 3 World Championship AD carry Piglet, it probably pushes you a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's got somebody to play against a lot,
exactly.
Right? So, but Fabi, you know, he's no pushover. He's definitely shown that he deserves to be here and that he deserves to be on this roster. But right now, with the strain that they're having on pretty much all the lanes, he's had to work with multiple supports at this point. He had to work with Matt all the way through the qualifiers. Now he's playing with Smoothie. So the adjustment period, there is one there. He has to adjust to having a new jungler 2 times. So really, everything's being thrown for a loop, and now you're listening to different people make different calls.
Yeah.
It's actually quite crazy.
It's going to be a challenge.
He's a consistent person, though, in terms of his gameplay.
It certainly is. But let's run through the starting lineups. On the blue side, it's Team Dragon Knights. In the top, Seraph. Jungle is Kez. Mid is Ty. AD carry OQ, and support Bijou.
And on the red side, it's Team Liquid Academy. Zig in the top lane, Acadian in the jungle, new to the roster, Youngbin in mid, Fabi at AD carry, and Smoothie on support.
Yeah, things are looking good for TDK. You know, Seraph able to come back in that first game, going 2-1-8 on Graves. His lane opponent Zig not doing that hot, 0-6-1 on Nautilus. So
yeah,
this was something we were critiquing Seraph a bit on, that he was a death leader for Challenger, but now it seems like he's finally pulling it together with some kills.
He's the death leader
He's the,
in Challenger.
excuse me, the death
He's the death leader in Challenger. He has 40% of his team's deaths. And he has the lowest KDA in all of Challenger.
Yeah.
Of all the active players.
Well, we'll have to see after this game.
Like, it's pretty insane.
2-1-8 now. He's got 10 kills and 1 death to add to that KDA now. So we'll figure that out and we'll get that to you back eventually. But as you can see, we've entered picks and bans for game number 2. TDK, of course, taking game number 1. Nidalee, Callista, and Gangplank banned away. The Callista and Gangplank are similar. Nidalee was taken from Acadian. He only died twice in the previous game. On the other hand, Graves banned away from Seraph.
They triple banned Seraph.
Fiora and Rise. Yeah, triple ban.
And
he still gets Poppy.
Yeah, that's
again,
true.
that could be flex.
It's a flex pick. The LeBlanc, you know, they're just hovering that right now. It was played by Ty. I'm always going to want to say Thigh. Or Thigh, you know. Ty. So Ty.
You got to tie your tie.
You know what's crazy is anybody, you could literally name yourself something that sounds like something else and just be like, oh, this is how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Like,
The joke is someone would spell his name Kez, and he would be like, it's pronounced coat hanger.
And then I'd have to call him that. I'd have to call him that.
We shouldn't have said that. Now the next split of Challenger guys are going to be like, yes.
Yes.
It's pronounced
Fabby would be like,
dog.
it's not Fabby, it's Fabby.
Very guttural. All right, anyways, Fabby is still Fabby for the time being. So Team Liquid Academy, speaking of Fabby, he's going to be taking Lucian in the bottom, Smoothie taking Alistair to help him out.
Alistair's always been one of Smoothie's better performing champions. He likes to engage, he likes to have that go button. Remember when we saw him in LCS, he even played a Malphite game, so he likes to engage and be that frontliner for his team. So this is a great combination, very dominant bot lane here, and it's going to give Smoothie some roaming potential to go help out his other lanes, but it's also going to give Fabby an individual champion that can like survive while he's roaming, but also dominate the laning phase.
See how Smoothie is going to do with that if he's going to roam successfully. And as you mentioned, the new jungler Acadian, how he's going to synergize with that. If we're going to see if we get some double jungle support ganks, perhaps trying to shut Seraph down in this previous one. TDK looking at their next pickup. So far, Braum being hovered by Bishu. Very comfortable on the champion. So far, he's taking Alistair in all 4 of his previous ones, and now Quinn locked in. And Zyrene is so giddy over here. He's having a good old time.
Quinn, around All-Stars time, I was really hyped about Quinn top, and then people stopped playing her, and I was so upset.
Why?
I think Quinn top is incredibly strong, and plus I'm a bad top laner, and when I succeed with a champion, I immediately go,
You assume that it's strong.
it must be strong.
Yeah.
Like I was playing Poppy, spamming Poppy, and then I was like, I'm just gonna play it anywhere. I'll play jungle, play support, and then I played top like 6 games in a row, and I was winning, and I'm like, But everybody's like, oh no, she's changed. She's not a good top laner anymore. But if I was winning with it as a top laner, it's probably too strong.
Yeah.
So the Quinn is incredibly strong. Quinn is very dominant, and Quinn does something that no other top laner does, and it's roam at an incredible rate. When you have the Youmuu's Ghostblade, you then get to build defensively based on what you're up against. The Sterix gauge, or you go for the Maw immediately afterwards. So it doesn't matter the matchup, you're going to find yourself building like a top laner where you're adjusting to your opponent and what their strengths are. So she's got a very versatile build now with the items that are in the game, and she's also very dominant.
And not to name names, but Seraph is a guy who really excels with that. Split pushing, roaming, going all over the map.
Oh, yeah.
Could be an indication of where he ends up. Team Liquid Academy seeing that locked in. They're going to pick up Nautilus and Rek'Sai. I don't think that's going to be Nautilus in the mid lane, so that's going to be going to Zig up top. He took it in game number 1 and went 0-6-1.
Yeah.
Confident choice.
Zig is a team fight type top laner. Zig is somebody that when you think about somebody who needs a lot of gold, like a high economy top laner, he's a really low econ top laner. He likes to TP. He likes to be somebody who like gives Stardock all of the gold, right? Gives Acadian all the gold, Youngbid, Fabby. And he makes TPs. He's minimalistic with how much he needs, but he still performs and engages. So back in the day, it was all about the Maokai, the Gnar for him, right? Now the Nautilus used to be Shen and stuff like that. So I think that he's a great player when it comes to somebody you aren't going to give resources to. But he's up against Seraph. I think you need to put something into that lane.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation. That's probably why we see the Rek'Sai. I'm expecting to see a couple tunnels in that top lane, assuming we have standard lanes. Now it's going to be Ezreal and Lulu locked in for TDK to round things out. Pretty scary team comp.
Yep, so it could be a Quinn mid. I mean, I don't know what Ty plays, but I'm assuming Quinn top, Poppy in the jungle, Lulu in the mid lane. So it's double AD carry, all physical damage with the Lulu in the mid lane for the support. You have Braum to break sieges and peel, and you also have, protect your towers from sieges and peel. And then you have Lulu to protect your carries, and Poppy to throw people away and keep your carries safe. But don't always throw the people away, because sometimes you just keep making the kills fly away.
Yeah, we saw that in the last game. This time around, we're hoping Kez can do a little bit better, as the final pickup for TLA is going to be Victor for Youngbin in the mid lane.
Yep, and I want to jump back over one more time to TDK before I go to TLA's comp, because OQ loves Ezreal. Every time I see him play, it's pretty much an Ezreal game. His Ezreal score at the moment, I'm adding it up right now, is 8-2 and then 13. So he's 8-2 and 13 on Ezreal. He's played it 3 times out of 4 games. He just loves that champion, and the blue build just seems to suit him so well.
Mm-hmm. It's a 7 KDA for those of you doing the math at home. Pretty scary stuff. We'll see if he can improve it this time around. We want to know who you think is going to take the last win of the night. Tweet your picks to hashtag TDK win or hashtag TLA win to @LOL Esports. We'll tally them up and check in a little bit later as we load into the game. And, I want to talk a little bit more about TLA. The fact that we've got this powerful team comp, the fact that Zig, again, returning to that top lane tank, playing for the team.
Yeah, it's a lot of engage. It's really standard composition, or what you would say is standard back in the day, where you have tank top laner, Cinder Hulk jungler, and then you have a peeling support and somebody who can engage. There's a lot of forward motion with this team. You can engage. Your AD carries even somebody who can rush into fights. But they're looking for Youngbin and looking for Fabi to have enough damage to deal with Seraph, deal with a Poppy, deal with somebody who's going to get buffed up by Lulu. I think it's actually quite the tall task, but if we know anything about Victor, it's that Victor is super good at blowing up squishies.
Yeah. Already we can see Seraph putting the hurt onto Zig. Poor guy is forced to walk back to turret and recall. Seraph might not even let him walk away. He drops a ward over the wall. He's not going to peek out. Go for a recall of his own. Hunter, Corrupting Potion. I keep getting them confused. Corrupting Potion for Zig, as he's going to rely on Sustain to keep himself standing in that lane. And in fact, a late lane swap from Team Liquid Academy.
It's a double.
And it's answered by TDK. They used the Force.
That is
TDK, they turned off their targeting computer.
They just used it. I feel like he's going to swap after I beat him top lane already. I ran into that bush. I destroyed him. He's backing.
He's going to run away.
He's going to run away. Good call there by TDK to match what TLA was doing. There weren't any wards that actually spotted that out.
Good sense from TDK. It's going to be both of the duo lanes, starting off with a camp. Bishu trying to bully it out and give that experience over to OQ.
Just the gold.
Yeah. Looks like the gold is going to be going over to Fabi as well. Jungler's getting a bit of help with a leash, but Zig is back in the lane with Seraph. He's probably cursing under his breath right now. He's, this Quinn and a bird. There are no birds underwater. He's Nautilus. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, look at how far he's sitting back right now.
Well,
it's so difficult.
So what Seraph did is Seraph took E Vault on level 1. So as soon as Harrier marks Nautilus, it's auto attack E, which reapplies Harrier immediately. You auto attack again. There's a gigantic burst. So right now he has to back up until it comes off of him.
Yeah, it's a very short window, only about 3 seconds, but he's going for it. Zig with the level 2 gets a shield, trades just a bit, dodges the blind as Seraph trades it back. Okay, so he's doing okay for now. I am concerned for him in the future, but I imagine he'll be able to pull it together. And again, it's not the focus for him to get super ahead. Yeah. He's playing tank for Youngbin and Fabi.
Yeah, he just has to worry about how much gold that Seraph is acquiring. Even though he's low economy, you really just have to worry about Seraph, because he's the opposite. Seraph wants all the gold. That's how Seraph operates. Seraph is able to make these plays and solo push, split push, because he has a gigantic lead.
Heads up play from Kez to secure Scuttle Crab. Make sure that there's no early cheese from Acadian to head towards the bottom lane and try to upset that matchup. Acadian, on the other hand, is starting with his red buff. Clears it out without contention to clear through, though his duo seems to be taking some pressure under their turret. They're keeping even in CS, but Bishu and OQ, again, he loves that Ezreal. He's going to put some pressure onto this.
We were just watching Acadian, and I'm not a big fan of taking the first blue buff as Rek'Sai. I feel like giving your blue buff to your mid laner is worth so much, because they get that over the other mid laner. So you can just constantly harass them, throw out your spells, wave clear, push, do what you need to do. And it doesn't benefit Rek'Sai in any way.
Well,
The
you got cool
CDR is
Prey Seeker.
pretty minimal. That's Prey Seeker AP
Scales
early
AP.
on.
Yep.
AP per level. Was
I mean, did you ever
3
play
more damage, man.
all for one mode when it was all AP Prey Seeker all day, every day? And the moment you saw Rek'Sai, you had to run away before 3 Prey Seekers just did 1,500 damage?
No, I didn't. I didn't play that. I was too busy playing Tom
scary.
Kench and making babushka dolls.
The nesting
The
dolls.
nesting dolls.
Yeah, no nesting dolls this time around. Haven't seen any nesting in quite a while. As Acadian with the invade is going to clear out the Raptor camp on respawn. Smite gives him razor sharp buff, so he knows
Looking for
he's
bot.
not been spotted. Seraph could be his target.
I assume he's going to go for some farm. Yeah, there he goes.
Come on, he's going to do it. He's actually doing Prey Seeker on the Krugs right now. He's
Oh.
going to be spotted out by Kez.
Kez might be heading straight to this bottom lane to help it out, because Seraph is trading right now. And one thing I actually don't think enough people do is trade right before their jungler comes to the lane, because even if you're both half HP, you have the gank, but look at this.
Yeah, Acadian finds Kez. He's going to get some damage down, and Chilling Smite versus the Warding Smite. Boots as well. Seraph is the first to respond. Acadian's forced to tunnel.
Oh, he's
the
knocked
flash knocks him out. He's forced to go with one of his own. Kez tries to catch up. Dragon does some good damage. It's going to turn to Kez right now. Here comes Ty. He's going to try chasing over the wall. Is he going to
Flash
flash
it.
ignite for it? He's looking for it. The tunnel.
tunnel!
He's almost there. Acadian. Ooh, safe.
Rek'Sai OP.
Oh,
Tunnel
man.
network already up.
But Kez,
Oh,
that was
man.
awesome, knocking him out of the tunnel with the miniature displacement.
Oh, Bishu a little too far forward.
And taking some punishment, he's going to be knocked around. That just looked really funny. Smoothie just, get out of here! Ah!
Seraph flash vault to stop the burrow and force Acadian to blow his own flash. So Acadian's ganks going to be a little lackluster right now.
But that was 3 flashes for one.
4-1. Exactly. Used a lot of resources there to just try and get Acadian, and he still got out. No kill.
Yeah, a lot of emphasis on trying to get that kill. TDK getting a bit too bloodthirsty there. Might be that we can see TLA use that just a bit. First recall from Youngbin is going to get him the upgraded Hex Core and some boots. Haven't seen any recall out of the duo just yet. As Zig, probably looking for that dead man's plate. That item was practically designed with Nautilus in mind.
Actually, fun fact, the trail behind it is the trail from Scion's ultimate.
Really?
Yep.
That's why it's the dead man's plate.
No, it's Dead Man's Plate
that's
because
less exciting.
Gangplank. It's Gangplank's shoulder guard. That's what the icon is.
I thought it was Nautilus. Because
shoulder guard?
He was
No.
from the deep because he builds up momentum and then he...
Just look at the icon. It's Gangplank's shoulder guard after he got reworked.
I'm not going to lie. I only just found out last week that the Talisman of Ascension has the icon
Shurima?
of Shurima on it. Same thing with Sunfire Cave. You just don't look at it. You're like, okay, that's the item, and you just take it at face value. Speaking of face value, Zig, level 6 now. He's been CSing rather comfortably as Seraph not quite able to harass out anymore. So rated Dirk doing just a bit of damage, but...
Yeah, he's playing safe because Nautilus is 6. Depth charge into a gank with no flash as Quinn. It's pretty much a death sentence. And at that point, your vault is very interruptible. It's just like Caitlyn E. So you can get hooked out of it. You can get knocked out of it. You can even get rooted during it if you buffer an auto attack from Nautilus. It's actually, I don't know if you can do an auto attack during it from Nautilus because it's just such a slow wind-up time for him.
Interestingly enough, double recall from the duo lane sends them back to the top with their new items as the solo laners remain on the Australia side of the world, keeping things upside down. Youngbin secures a blue buff for himself, and Bishu going for a bit of deep vision of his own.
Yeah, speaking of deep vision, I do want to touch on the Acadian build here. Double longsword, so he's going for the warrior Rek'Sai. I mean, it's a jungler after my own heart, but I really like Tracker's Knife and Cinderhulk in competitive for Rek'Sai. I think that it's pretty much the optimal way to go. You need to be able to keep track of people. I do think that you can make a case for Skirmisher Saber.
Yeah, Seraph roaming mid along with Kez. Youngbin's pushed awful far forward.
Trying
Here
to
comes
abuse
Seraph.
Quinn.
Scary situation. He's got Flash. Here's Acadian to try to provide some support. Kez gets into the back line. No Snapcast. He's going to turn and use it onto Acadian. Splits him away. And Kez actually gets in. Zig teleported looking for some action on the Kez. He's knocked up. He goes down. First blood goes to Youngbin, who's at his own tier 2 right now.
Whoa, yeah, Kez way too far forward. Dives in, tries to hit Youngbin and finish him off, but he goes flying away. And here comes Youngbin back. 2 for blue, and he has the TP.
Ooh, Hook is narrowly going to miss Ty, but he doesn't have any mana right now. This tier 1 is going to take a lot of damage from this wave. They might have caught Bijou around the far side. He flashes the wall to safety.
Oh, Seraph's actually getting caught.
Yeah, he's got some low mana, but he's able to zone away Liquid Academy.
There's so many summoner spells being blown by TDK back and forth, and honestly, CS deficits in every single lane except for OQ versus Fabi. So right now, TDK are actually falling really far behind TLA, who have been struggling with leadership issues. But, I mean, TDK also look like they haven't had a very strong direction in their games.
Tricky situation for TDK. They're down about 1,000 gold after that first blood. As you mentioned, CS differentials all across the board. Acadian now has his flash back up.
Missed it. We can't see him kill that Scuttle Crab, though. Seraph jumps in, the flash already used, and then Kez ease forward. Nobody can follow because of the gravity field in that choke point, and the TPs are already coming through. Kez tries to finish off Youngbin, not enough damage. The Chaos Storm is actually going to be what kills Kez because he got knocked up and stunned, so it caught up with him at that point.
Yeah, quite unfortunate for Kez to go down in that manner. But that's the coordination we expect from Zig and Youngbin. These two players have been playing together for a long time, previously teammates on RFU's collegiate team.
Seraph kept pinging. He was going to come towards the mid lane. Of course, there is a pink ward in that side bush. Keeping pink ward control, quite important. But like you were saying, Youngbin and Zig did play on the Robert Morris University team and got second place in NACC.
They did. So these guys do have a bit of a history. It's actually rather exciting to see Acadian meshing well with them in that gank attempt, being able to read, hey, let's turn around onto Kez right now. Let's buy time for Zig to get into the fight. And it's not the leadership or the direction, but the communication that we're seeing right now. And this is important. This is something that TLA needs.
If there's anything I know about Acadian, it's that he likes to kill players. So
makes sense.
Yeah, there's a kill that's possible. He's pretty much going to take it.
A man after my own heart. Speaking of kills, Seraph takes a bit of harass, flash, used.
OQ.
The Ignite is burned down. He goes down to OQ. Solid play from TDK as they net. I don't want to say a solo kill, it's a duo kill.
It's a duo kill. It's a 2v2 kill. OQ, though, immediately for the Iceborne Gauntlet tier, up against Fabi's build with the long swords into the Caulfield's Warhammer. So the flat AD favoring Fabi, but it looks like just the Bijou lockup there was more than enough. Okay, yep, there it is. Flashes, but he still gets caught by the tip of the Glacial Fisher. Seraph with TP.
Dive Youngbin. He's going to be low. Acadian tries to keep on flash. Knock up. They turn it around. Seraph flashes. He's going to end up going down to the turret. Just barely. No, he's still alive. Acadian is taking so much damage. He's going to drop. Seraph and pulled back in. Zig with the turnaround. That's going to be a 2-for-1. Here comes Kez as he joins up with Zig and Smoothie. They don't have a lot of damage, but they just might have enough. TDK are going to back away.
Oh, man. Seraph walked forward for that extra shot. He really wanted the kill.
He really did.
He didn't even get it, though. It was already dead.
A little too greedy for his own good.
Yeah, maybe his team should have stayed for one more shot, but nope. Oh, man. Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. But Seraph dove forward, and the reason that Youngbin didn't die immediately is Seraph couldn't get his next shot off with the Harrier because Acadian unburrows. Flash, unburrow. He can't get rid of the Harrier. Immediate burst onto Seraph. Seraph has to flash. Hasn't auto-attacked yet. Throws out the Q, and right there, drops aggro. Bijou taking damage. He can only take one more shot, but he walks forward. No!
Quite unfortunate when it's all said and done, but it's 3 for 2 for TDK. They're up in kills, but it is dead even in gold, just about, as this wave is going to be captured by somebody. No, in fact. Nope. A couple of the minions are going to be missed by Fabi as he takes the scenic route towards his bottom lane as blue buff is donated towards Youngbin. Oh, not quite a steal from Bijou. And TDK starting to turn up the heat, starting to hit the pressure. You can see Seraph now roaming in the top side jungle, getting some deep vision, trying to clear out some of the wards of Team Liquid Academy.
Yeah, Seraph's a playmaker. Seraph, if I was to describe him as any type of top laner, it's pretty much a playmaker. Whether it's a play that he wants to join the team on, or it's one where he's going to make a cross-map play and he's like pretty much winning the game by himself off of a nearly split push, the guy likes to be in the spotlight.
Looking for some highlight reels, but not quite finding them. Acadian heading towards the top lane is going to zone Seraph away from that top tier 1. Zig feeling much better this game than the last one. 1-0-1 compared to his 0-6-1. As Fabi and Smoothie trying to get some damage. Smoothie taking some damage here. Tries to drop the Unbreakable Will. Damage reduction keeps him alive for now. Teleport is used and canceled.
Oh, they're going to dive this.
They're looking for the dive indeed. Acadian's there once again to try to dissuade it.
Oh,
he's just there in time.
Yeah, Ty ended up roaming, but roaming back because the wave got cleared so quickly. Not going to miss out on the CS. So they decide not to go for the 4-on-3 dive because Youngbin has TP and he could join. So smart by them on TDK's side and TLA's side. So dead even right now.
Yeah.
Still.
Very patient. And I kind of want to hit on Acadian. The fact that he's reading these ganks so well and countering appropriately. So far, I think that was his third one where he just showed up just in time to try to prevent the dive or try to turn the dive around. This guy is all over the map right now. Without the Warding Smite, with a Chilling Smite and a Warriors. He's doing that with his own passive vision and his team's passive vision, which now is looking pretty good.
Seraph?
Yeah, he's taking some damage here. There goes the depth charge. Zig doesn't have a lot of mana, but it might just be auto attacks. He accidentally cancels that one. Forced to path around the minion. Seraph.
Oh, the Sunfire. He burned
down.
He burned.
Sunfire. Yeah, so there's the icon of Shurima. Wow, that was tough to say. In the chest of the Sunfire. It's got the Shurima icon in it. I had no idea.
Sun's burned, man. The Sunfire.
Well, yeah, but it was the Sunfire before Shurima.
Yeah, and then they just changed it.
It was Garen's cape of choice. Just build 5 Sunfire capes.
Yeah, man.
And then boots of mobility.
So Seraph is at a gigantic level disadvantage here. That fight happened when Seraph was 9 and Zig was 11. Seraph is just trying to roam constantly, and it's costing him solo experience, right? He's just splitting it with his laners, and it cost him there. The level advantage for Zig came up huge, and Zig was able to 1v1 him underneath the turret.
Yeah.
And Seraph pretty much couldn't do a single thing about that. I mean, people have been struggling to actually deal with Quinn in the top lane. People have been picking Graves into it, trying to figure out like maybe Lissandra as well. But it's a big bully, especially early. But Seraph was not able to actually get a large enough lead early on. So Zig is pretty much running away with that lane. And you can see just prioritizing armor and cooldown reduction right now, so he can constantly throw out the E, wave clear, and do a lot of damage to people in team fights.
Tricky situation for Seraph, looking for plays but not able to find them. The vision from TLA is keeping Youngbin safe for now, as they've got wards just about everywhere around that mid lane, as Seraph is forced to catch some on the bottom. Now it looks like Fabi and Smoothie are going to be skirmishing around in the jungle just a bit, as Bijou snags the Gromp there. Style points for that one.
Yep. Zig from the backside.
Ooh, doesn't quite pull the trigger as Kez with the counter gank finds Youngbin before they can respond. Youngbin goes down. Zig just a bit too late. He's on the wrong side of things and is forced to take the long way around.
Yeah, if you see a Nautilus flanking you, just run the other way towards the other enemies that are easier to kill. So Kez comes in at the right time, picks up a kill there. OQ versus Fabi, round 1.
Yeah, he's got the Iceborne Gauntlet. The bell is
brought a
ringing.
friend.
He's going in. 1v1 me, bro. Just kidding. It's 2v2. Seraph joins the fight. There's a teleport from Zig. Fabi's chunked out a huge knockup. He's trying to keep himself alive. He's still up for now. He finally goes down. Here comes Bijou, and Zig is finally able to get the kill. That was a 4v2 when it's all said and done. Zig is getting chunked low. 5v2 now as everyone is heading to this lane for TDK. They net 2 kills.
And instead of TLA putting pressure on some other part of the map, Youngbin back at base. Rest of the team just not even pushing. So they're not going to get anything off of that in return So it just ends up being a 2-for-1 at the end of the day.
To be fair, Youngbin was dead
Yeah.
from the previous play of TDK, so things stacking up very well in their favor. But you're right,
back at base.
the lack of leadership, the lack of decision that we're seeing out of Acadian and Smoothie to make it there in time, quite unfortunate. Could be costing them.
Yeah, Seraph with the TP to try and make that play. OQ held off long enough, but then when they started that fight up, OQ looked like he was going to die pretty much immediately. But what I loved about that was the depth charge came out, and he actually got out of it in time with his E. I think he was just slightly knocked up. It would have killed 2 if it didn't pass through the Rift Herald.
Ooh, yeah.
Missed out on some gold.
Sad life. But again, it was a good play from OQ, and this is what we expect from, so far, the self-touted Ezreal player. Huge KDA, huge plays in this game. Ooh, we are seeing a bit of a collapse. Youngbin once again has to keep away from Seraph, who's been doing some damage. Kez with the deep invade. He gets some vision, but might be forced to trade his life. Just kidding. Here's the rest of TDK. They're
he stopped it.
around. Again, he's locked against the wall. OQ nets the kill. He's taking some damage from Zig on the far side, but with this team there's nothing TLA can do.
Well, Fabi's going to be pushing top lane, so he might be able to get a turret in response. But right now, TDK, they've got blood in their eyes. They're looking for kills.
Yeah, they certainly are. Smoothie forced to use his ultimate to stay alive. And Youngbin actually getting zoned away by Bishu. Zig's going to try to keep this tier 2 standing as blue is stolen and handed over to Ty. But the tier 2 is going low, and mid-tier 1 in answer. TLA looks like they're responding appropriately.
TLA, they're actually going to jump ahead in gold for a moment here with that pickup of 3 turrets to 1. Actually touching back on the mechanics of that previous fight. Before Bishu lands a Q here and stuns up Youngbin, I won't have time to do it. But
yeah, Ty's on his way as well. Knockup is going to miss. There's the stun. Smoothie tries to keep him up. Remember, Smoothie has no ultimate. Knocks Ty away. Seraph joins the battle. Smoothie's going to be the sacrifice, but they look for Youngbin instead. Why take 1 kill when you can take 2? TDK are turning up the heat.
well, all 5 of them just showed up on your screen there for a second. That was like a drive-by. They were there. Now they're all gone. Back to pushing.
Yeah, TDK zooming all over the map with this one. Really taking advantage of Team Liquid Academy's lack of leadership and lack of direction. This mid-tier 1 is almost certainly going down.
It's the macro. You have to know how to play the macro game. Matt and Dardoch have both proven that they were really great minds when it came to that. Same with Dominate. But here, it seems like that direction is just, it's a little bit up in the air right now. They need some type of voice that's going to tell them, hey, if we lose this, you're the person who needs to be able to push out the top wave. Or if this is what happens, you don't need to reinforce the fight, because then it's just a 3-on-4, so I'm already dead. Use those people to go push something else. And that looked like what TLA was doing there for a second, where they got that top tier 2 and that tier 1 mid. But I think that was a little bit late to make that call, because before there were opportunities where they could have been cleaning waves up in disadvantageous fights.
Situation for Liquid. They're only down 1,000 gold when it's all said and done, and in fact, they still have a turret lead.
Yeah.
So a lot of that gold is in the kills from Liquid Academy, and they are starting to scale up. Mercurial picked up 4 Fabi, 2 for Blue plus Rylai's for Youngbin as he's getting closer and closer to that late game terrifying victor. Acadian's got a dead man's and Zig with even more armor than last we checked. Yeah, TLA are building up. Question is, do they have enough time?
They can buy time because they have the Victor pick. I think the Victor pick with the wave clear is going to be completely fine for them. It's going to come down to just the burst of Youngbin, if he can single somebody out before Ty really saves them. And Zig is actually huge right now.
Yeah.
3-1-1. He's got double armor items up against a full physical composition because, right, there's no Corki here. Full physical, Lulu's the only magic damage on this team.
Dragon number 2 now secured for Team Dragon Knights. No answer from TLA, as we mentioned, taking it slow. Don't want to give anything else up.
Actually, I do want to touch on this because this is actually quite a damage-heavy Lulu because he has the Luden's Echo. Luden's Echo gives you a really nice extra base damage and a new ratio so that your AP becomes a little bit more worth it down the line. We do see some Lich Banes as well from Lulu's.
Some solid damage amplification.
He can still be a magic damage threat, despite what I said about them being a full physical comp.
Sure.
Because
the trouble
Lulu's
is you're
not
going
just
up
support.
against someone like Nautilus, who already has some base tanky stats in addition to his ocean of health.
Yep.
Might be a little bit tricky to burn through.
And his shield is just going to give him even more % of his HP. So His effective health is extraordinarily high, especially against these squishy damage dealers. So
I guess the big concern then is, can they find him all alone? Because so far, TDK, they've been finding picks left, right, and center.
I think that what you do is you find these picks and you roam around, try to force his TP, but you pick somebody off and then you retreat, and then you just keep trying to do that while his TP is down. Once you get the TP out of the Zig, then the game becomes much easier for TDK.
23 minutes in, TDK sieging the top tier 1. They're trying to contest Vision as Kaz is supporting from the jungle, clearing out the
bots. 2 members down bot. Youngbin can TP to this, but he's the only one who can reinforce.
Uh-oh, he's using the TP right now. No, they are TPing onto him. It's canceled now by Youngbin. It's 1v2. Here comes the rest of TDK. He's trying to turn it around. Depth charge finds Seraph, but we talked about that AP damage. Luden's Echo burns it down. Knockup for the slow. He's able to get out of there for now. Oh, man, the Snowman is able to ride forward, double flash. Ty is looking for the kill. Ignite is burning down now. Seraph catches up Zig with another great hook. He's able to pull himself forward. He's almost there.
He has another Q.
Glitter Lance is going to be there. The shield keeps him standing. He's still alive. Touchdown, Zig.
Makes it to the end zone there. Makes it out alive. Youngbin trying to get some damage in.
Ooh. Has to cancel out of that. Sees Kez from the flank and has to pull away.
Here comes the TP from Zig, though. He has home guard. Are they going to continue this?
He's looking for revenge. Oh, he comes back in. That was amazing. Zig is still in this fight. Youngbin chases forward onto Seraph. Seraph goes down, and they're looking now for Kez. That was incredible. Bottom tier 1 goes down. That was awesome. Zig has got to be dying. Oh, man. Oh, that was great.
That was so
amazing.
Cool. That was amazing.
You guys can't catch me, but I'm going to catch you.
Oh, my
God.
God.
It back around. What a hook.
Oh, my God. The hook was amazing. It made me make a sound I didn't even know I could make. That was...
He's charging it, charging. That is so great.
Oh my
God. He made it all the way over the wall.
There was a video on Reddit that had that, right? So that was a video
where he's floating through space.
And then he's like, no, coming back.
Oh, man. Just got the kill theme music.
This game's over. This game's over.
Don't lose your way. Zig breaking it apart. That was awesome.
All right.
Okay, we're pulling it back together.
That was sick.
I still got the giggles. Okay, 25 minutes in. Team Liquid Academy dead even in gold with TDK as they're looking for another win in this.
Yeah, they traded the top tier 1 for the bottom tier 1 eventually. They eventually got that after that extraordinary play.
They did.
They got to refocus in.
I know.
Seraph, he doesn't know Acadian's there.
Yeah, Acadian's
he just used a lot, though.
Sneaky, though. Yeah, there goes the knockup. Tries to turn it around. Chunk to half. That Warrior Hex Drinker is doing so much. Seraph forced to run away. He's got Flash, and Acadian doesn't.
Wow. So all of that damage there. Acadian, man. Woo. That damage Rek'Sai.
Yeah.
Looking for the Ma. I love it. I actually build pretty heavy damage on my Rek'Sai.
Yeah, looks like Bishu might have been caught out by Zig. It's tank versus
TP
tank.
from Seraph. He's going to zoom right in.
Yeah, looking for Smoothie. There goes the flash. Instead, they're targeting Babby. He's destroyed by Team Dragon Knight. Smoothie is taking quite a bit. Damage reduction doesn't help him when there are 5 members beating. It's just not enough. The hook finds Bijou. I don't know if Zig wants that. Do it again! Zig, do it again!
I can't. If he does it again.
That would be so
We
cool.
need to bring Freak back if he does it again. I'm done for the day.
All right. They're clearing out some vision around Baron right now. Don't want to take any chances with Acadian up. Level 15 to the 13. Higher smite for Acadian. Instead, they might just be looking for a pick once again. That's been TDK's game plan this entire game. It's been working out well so far.
Well, they're playing around the TP of Seraph. Seraph is going to TP in as soon as he has it up and is able to make a play, and he sees it. So right there, he even dove in onto Fabi. He actually didn't get an assist onto Fabi. He got like a kill or the assist onto Smoothie, but Fabi, no part of that at all, actually, because Smoothie landed the Pulverize as he was coming into the vault. So stopped him, denied him that.
Yeah, poor Fabi just didn't even stand a chance against the TDK Zerg Swarm.
They're so fast.
That was like a 6 pool.
They're so fast. You have the Yomus on top of the Quinn with Home Guard, on top of the Quinn ultimate, on top of possibly speed up from Lulu.
Yeah. Tricky situation for Fabi. He didn't burn any summoner spells, though. So could still have an opportunity. He's farming back up in the top lane, however. He's got a couple of wards to keep himself safe, but TDK are answering with some vision of their own. Dragon number 3 now being given over to TDK. They're looking for even more move speed. Wow, that was a hard word to say.
Oh, man. The Ricky Bobby strategy.
Gotta go fast.
Shake him,
shake a bake, baby.
Shake a bake.
Oh, Zig takes a bit of punishment from OQ. He's not baking anything tonight as Kez roams back towards the mid lane. Acadian getting vision of TDK's retreat path as they're pressuring forward. Here comes Seraph, though.
Oh,
he's got some directional pings. I'm coming in, boys!
From the side, on my way.
Nope. He's waiting for the opportune moment to strike.
So is Zig. Zig off on the side. That Nautilus is like, I'm hiding in the bush. They can't see me. And now he rejoins as Seraph immediately runs towards the top side, clearing out some wards and vision on his way. That entire area is just littered with wards.
Seraph knows that the wave is pushing. Acadian is going to be the one who answers. He does have his ultimate to get back with the rest of his team. Tunnel relatively close.
Fun Quinn fact. Did you know that if you back while you have your tag team on, you actually, I guess it's not tag team anymore, huh? Sad life. It's behind enemy lines. Anyway, if you back with behind enemy lines on, you immediately dismount, right? But if you have Rift Herald buff or Baron Nashor, you stay mounted.
Because of enhanced recall?
Yep.
Does enhanced recall not
Enhanced recall does not cancel you in that state.
Interesting.
So I like to take Rift Herald and just back and then just right out of the base.
Zoom, zoom.
Super good.
Raptor Camp, not quite sure who secured that one. Acadian does have his smite on cooldown, while Kez does not, so I think Acadian did have it. No ward BM, though, is going to pop that right away. There goes the recall. TDK putting some pressure on that top lane. Youngbin might be caught out, but he gets out just fine. Enhanced move speed from his Siphon Power keeps him safe from Seraph for now, as TDK are continuing to look for action. They might have found Bijou as Fabi chases forward.
They're just trying to disengage, and OQ is throwing out Qs as Seraph goes and gets the blue buff. Opposite side of the map, no TP available. And that's one of the reasons that this Ezreal is so strong in OQ's hands and TDK, because he buys time while Seraph's TP is down. He gets the kite backwards, he ggets the stop engages, he gets the poke.
Yeah, Seraph splitting on the far side. Teleport coming up in just a few seconds. Youngbin, gets no damage. Just
so close.
Yeah, it was right under the wing. Barely
tail feathers are a little burned, but
a little singed. But no damage, no cancel. As Fabi, he's got Smoothie playing bodyguard for him right now. Last time it didn't work. So we'll see if he's able to do anything better this time around. Acadian continuing to split to try to answer Seraph.
I don't know if he's actually.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah, he can't really fight it because Zig and Youngbin will both come. The double TP, I think, from TLA is actually quite smart. When you're playing against Seraph, you want to be able to match him at any time. And also be able to gang up on him.
Yeah.
So if he gained split push pressure, you'd be able to actually match it with two different people, or always make it a 2-on-1 whenever Seraph tried to 1v1 somebody.
Seraph is going fast. He's pulling the trigger. He was just bottom lane, and now he's top. No teleport available, but he's still looking for the tier 2. Finds some damage. 2 minions, 1 minion, no minions, but they get the turret. TDK pick it off and retreat safely.
That's what I love about Quinn, is you can reposition yourself. You're like, oh, I'm shoving mid lane. And they're like, okay, well, wait, where'd he go? And he just goes up to the top side. You even blew his Yomu's Ghostblade for that movement. It's actually something that cannot be matched. You physically cannot match that with any other champion unless you TP. And then if you TP, Quinn has TP over you. Yeah. It's so great. I love to just shove the wave top as Quinn, run into the Fog of War. And then at that point, they're clearing the wave, and you either run straight down mid, you cause pressure, you make the mid laner have to back up, or you sit there until the guy's done clearing the wave and you see what he does. If he tries to follow the roam, then you just sit in the bush. If he follows the roam, or he goes forward and tries to push another wave, you just come up behind him. So
This
you can
is
manipulate
so
the wave
great
pretty heavily.
for Seraph, because he's always been the guy who wants to make the play, who wants to make the outplay, but now it's the cerebral outplay. The fact that he can just zoom across the lane really speaks for him.
Yeah, also, I do want to talk about Ty. I always have to stop before I say his name. Ty. Because Ty is new to this squad. They had Ninja, who they practiced with in Korea for multiple months. And then they had Do It, who came in, was substituting. And then they just picked this guy up, and he seems to be working and meshing with the team really well. He played LeBlanc last game, and now he's playing Lulu. So he's got a very diverse style here. We aren't seeing him be incredibly aggressive on this Lulu, but we have seen him flash forward, use the R knockup, flash and glitter lance. So he's not afraid to make plays, and I feel like he kind of fits what TDK wants to do, and what they want to do right now
is cheeky Baron. 33 minutes and 33 seconds. Baron is initiated by TDK. Absolutely no vision from Team Liquid Academy. This two-man from TDK is going to be able to secure it. There's no answer from Liquid. Sneaky macro play from the Dragon Knights. Team Dragon Knights, they take it.
And that puts them at a 5,000 gold lead. And now they have so much.
Yes.
Oh, boom, boom. There it is. Mounted still.
Zyrene just dropped a microphone. I don't know where he got it, but he just dropped it.
But he remounted. Why would you do that? You're fine.
So fast.
Look at that. That's literally
holy
like
cow.
6 seconds.
He just what?
It's even better when you pop your Yohus.
Yeah. Keeping it that time. He's got Asterix, and now Last Whisper for some penetration. Now Dragon has spawned. Seraph has teleport. This is Dragon number 4. Zig, in the middle of 4 members, takes a lot of damage. Teleport now being used for the flank from behind. Zig's brought low. Fabi and Youngbin trying to get some damage. They're all grouped up. Keeper's Verdict is going to split them away. Liquid Academy still looking for some action as Seraph is on the wrong side of things. TLA, they've got to pick the right target as Acadian gets chunked out. Youngbin zoning TDK away.
Oh, OQ going in.
Yeah, he's going ham. Youngbin takes a lot of damage and is forced to back off, and suddenly TDK are putting some more forward pressure as Seraph.
Oh,
he's
this
just
is
gonna
awesome.
pressure the wave. Acadian split. He's stunned against the wall. Hexdrinker to try to keep him alive. He drops to Ty.
Ty plays a pretty sick Lulu. Ty keeps speeding up OQ and enabling him to make these plays, run forward. He's not afraid. He knew that he actually still had some defensive capabilities left from this Lulu, so if he eases forward and goes aggressive, he's still going to get a shield. He trusts his teammate already.
Yeah, OQ's going a bit too far forward now. Doesn't have his minions just yet, but this mid-tier 2 is going down along with the bottom tier 2. It's now 6-4 in turrets in favor of TDK. With this Baron, they're putting some pressure. Seraph zoning Fabi away with that kill threat of...
Yeah, just the level advantage now for TDK is really big. All of them hitting their rank 3 ultimates and some of their max abilities here. Fabi still 15.
Ooh, Hook narrowly misses OQ. Laser clears out the last cannon minion, and TDK, they're even taking the courtesy and time to clear out this Dragon 4.
And TDK, they came in expecting to have an undefeated run. They expected to be the best team in Challenger, thrown for a little loop with the whole ninja thing. Brought in Do It, still thought that they could do it, and they went 1-1 in both weeks, so they sit at 2 points. Liquid Academy is actually above them in the standings at 3 points. Right now, though, they took that one game over them, so they sit at 3-3. If TL can win this and come back, they are still above TDK in the standings.
Yep,
but TDK have their first 2-0 weekend, and what they thought they would be performing, or the level they thought they'd be performing at this entire tournament, they're going to walk away and be at 5 points and be above TLA and even closer to securing themselves a playoff spot. And then they're only 2 points away from number 1.
Good situation for Team Dragon Knights.
Ooh.
Siege up, take their time. What do you see?
Lord Caster Sada's regards.
Yes.
The Lord Dominic's regards for Seraph in the top lane. It's funny because it's only really for Zig in terms of the enhanced damage because he has Sterix. So you actually don't get too much against like Victor or anything like that. Like Victor has a revitalize, but you have more HP, so you don't make use of the giant killer portion of it. But you want to be able to penetrate the armor of Acadian. You get some bonus damage versus him, and also Zig.
TDK
but it's still split
their
push.
Baron buff. They're looking now for the bottom inhibitor turret. Kez takes some damage, but he's so tanky. Acadian looking for a bit of split. Zig is teleporting from the far side. Seraph doesn't have one of his own. They're trying to turn around. Bijou is caught, but Seraph is on the inhib. He gets knocked away by the Keeper's Verdict.
And this is why Poppy is so good in poke and siege compositions, because when they try to engage on you, boom, knock somebody away.
Yep.
If they don't hook themselves back in, and you get pressure on the top side. Seraph, he's about to take that inhibitor.
Yeah, slowly chunking it apart as the rest of TLA try to keep it standing. A full culling finds the unstoppable, unbreakable of Bijou. Zig in the front line drops his depth charge just to buy time. TLA are desperate for a fight, but it might be their downfall. They definitely have caught Ziggs here, but they've lost the top inhibitor in addition to the bottom inhib turret.
Yes, multiple turrets, an inhibitor goes down, in trade for Kez. That's worth it. Any day of the week. 10K gold lead now for TDK, and they're poised to take a 2-0 weekend. But TLA, you know, there's still life in them. They still have a bursty Victor. Some of these members are approaching that 6-item point, like Youngbin.
Yeah, TLA are hanging on so very tightly, unwilling to let this game slip away from them. TDK are going to have to pull it from the cold, dead fingers of Team Liquid Academy. And Liquid, they're playing well, but they're just a little bit too slow to keep up with Seraph, who's been all over the map, to keep up with Ty and Kez, who have been roaming to help him out.
Yeah, it's also the nature of those champions, right? The roams from Quinn are incredible. The amount of movement speed that the Lulu's going to give people, same story. So it's hard to keep up with this team, especially when OQ's slowing everybody down when they want to engage. It becomes frustrating. They're like, he's so fast, and I'm now so slow.
Good to see.
And he's so fast.
Yeah, TDK are playing exceptionally well in this. 39 minutes. As you mentioned, about a 9,000 gold lead. Now they've got Seraph splitting in the bottom lane, getting towards full build, half an item away.
I wonder what that last item is going to be. He's got a BF sword. If he goes IE, it's a little strange because he doesn't have any other crit.
Duskblade of Drakthar. That's 60.
Doesn't have it yet.
This is still 60.
Yeah.
Not out yet.
If he did that,
that would be awesome.
I would ban him. No.
The ban hammer has been.
But yes.
Oh, fine Zig.
Might be Mercurial so that he can cleanse some things. Actually, no, sorry, Mercurial. I had this exact same thing with Freak, where it's like it doesn't build out of that anymore. It requires a pickaxe.
Caught out and picked on by OQ. He goes down. Free kill. With that wave clear gone, it's up to Fabi to keep them standing. But TDK, they've got waves pushing in every lane.
Yep, TDK looking for that turret. One of the last turrets of the game. They have 2 more after this one. Seraph still pushing bot.
Forward. Seraph is indeed. The middle inhibitor turret goes down. They're trying to drop Seraph as quickly as they can. He's getting some good damage across, but the rest of his team is split. They're looking. He's buying so much time for the rest of TDK. Seraph finally goes down. Fabi, barely the way he dies to Ty. Rampage from the Glitterlands and Ignite. With those 2 members dead, those are the primary carries of Liquid Academy. TDK don't have Seraph, but they have the means to end the game.
Seraph sacrificed himself. He still has the most deaths on his team, but these were all for good causes. But look at this!
Oh, the bounce house is engaged. They're able to drop Ty. TLA might still be in this. Kaz tanking the turret. He's stunned down. Smoothie takes some big damage from OQ, but they cannot kill him. He's doing so much damage. Zig out of mana, out of health, and out of time as he's running back to his base. He's going to end up going down. Bijou gives him a quick bop in the face to secure the kill. Arcadian's the only one alive. Youngbin is up. Can he make it there in time? The Nexus is going low. Oki's trying to end it. They're going to be able to do it. 2-0 for TDK as they drop the Nexus and take the delayed win.
And that's their first 2-0 weekend of Challenger, playing at the level that they thought they would be at when they first started. And TDK, they've had a disappointing road for themselves so far, but this is one that they can look at and go, yeah, that's what TDK is about. Now they're going to jump themselves up in the standings above TLA and 2 points away from being in first place and tied for that. Of course, there's only 4 games left past the halfway point. So everybody's points, you know, you only have 6 more up for grabs possible.
Very solid for TDK to take it. But now it's time for a word with one of our winners. Joining us via Skype is TDK's Bijou. Congratulations on the win, man. 2-0.
Yeah, finally, about time.
Yeah, it has been a long time coming, but I mean, you guys played excellently. It was a patient game for you, and the fact that you were able to play the map so effectively, you had Seraph all over the place. What was that like, playing that cross-map pressure?
We've had consistent problems where we were just going for kills over objectives for absolutely no reason, and just kind of fighting without a reason, just for the sake of it. And we were just working on that for a long time, for the past week. And I think we got it fixed. We were really calm. Like we happened to get a little hyped up and go for unnecessary kills, but that didn't happen. And it was we played this game pretty well, I think.
Yeah, you guys can really be proud of that performance. Two-part question here. Is his name actually Ty? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tie. It's tie.
And the second question is, so with Ty coming in, it seemed like how much practice have you actually had with this guy, and how has he been shaping up in this roster and changing?
Well, I mean, the issue with Do It was he was a fine mid laner, but we just had a little bit of communication issue because he was a really shy guy. But Ty is he's very talkative. His mic's a little quiet, but for how much practice we had, it was 3 days. Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's only even 3 days. Yeah.
Wow.
But he has pressure mid. He talks a lot. He can roam. It's just working out just right.
Yeah, things looking very good for you guys. And as you mentioned, you guys did have a little bit of trouble with your bloodthirsty tendencies. Of course, Seraph especially being the death leader before this set. What was it like transitioning out of that?
Well, I'm just glad that's kind of over. I hope it doesn't come back. But I don't know why. I think it's just like, oh, we could like, oh, if we get this kill right now, oh, it's gonna be like really good for us. We can snowball, but we just our coach happened like our coach consistently yelled at us for that. So I think we dropped that habit.
Yeah, man, just make the LCS and then your coach can't shout at you live.
Yeah.
But final question here for you. With TDK in the current state that it is, you guys did have a little bit of a slow start there with 2 1-1 weeks. First 2-0 week, how do you think TDK is going to do for the rest of Challenger? Where do you guys project yourself to be now with Ty in the mid lane?
As long as we're consistent, I don't. Being first isn't a pipe dream anymore. I think we can do this. I think TDK can do this.
Man,
Nice.
Very solid. Bishu, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Another week of games are now consigned to the pages of history, so let's check out the standings. Apex's perfect run is at an end, but they still hold first place with 7 points.
Yes, and then Ember just 1 point behind in second place, followed by TDK in third, and Team Liquid Academy in fourth.
Dream Team is sitting in 5th place with Enemy in 6th with 1 point. Looking ahead to next week, and Enemy and Team Liquid Academy will be taking center stage in our Spotlight Showdown.
Yeah, and you saw all of those standings, right? We had a 7-6-5, and then we had 3-2-1. So we have people jockeying for position for that first place spot, but then also that last playoff spot with 3 teams really close to each other. But anyway, in terms of schedule, we'll then, after those games you talked about, we'll check in on Game 2 between Apex and Team Dragon Knights, followed by the final game between Dream Team and Ember.
And coming up tomorrow, the European LCS returns with their Week 5 lineup. That kicks off with Unicorns of Love taking on H2K, then Fnatic against Elements. But now we've got to sign off and get some dynamic queue going. So for Zyrene, Freak, and the rest of the Challenger crew, thank you for joining us. Good night.
I'm a solo queue purist.
Oh, come on. Dynamic queue, man. You got to join up with your friends. It's just more fun that way. He's going to end up going down to the turret. Just barely. No, he's still alive. Acadian is taking so much damage. He's going to drop. Sarah gets pulled back in. He's almost there.
He has
running
another
as hard
Q.
as he can. Glitter Lance is going to the shield keeps him standing. He's still alive. Touchdown, Zig.
Are they going to continue this?
He's looking for revenge. Oh, he comes back in. That was amazing. Zig is still in this fight.
The hook was amazing. It made me make a sound I didn't even know I could make.
That is so great. Can he make it there in time? The Nexus is going low. Oki's trying to end it. They're going to be able to do it. 2-0 for TDK.